now it's all this racism because the media knows that the general public doesn't understand La Raza and Mecha and all this stuff, which goes out there and says we're going to empower the people, we're going to build everybody up. Here's how you do it. Working with the system, working with the government, getting into the government. Don't go out and build your own business. Don't go out and build your own system. No. Just stay right here with us, and we're going to take care of you. We're going to take real good care of you. Viva La Raza. Whites were on that plantation to a certain extent until the Republicans and others in the South went against that in the 50s and 60s. So the Democrats had to flip from racial politics on one end to the other. But look, I got to get to other news. I got to get to Bilderberg. But it's all interconnected. But let me just run through these headlines. Judge, law firm. So the judge and the law firm bringing Trump UK's both tied to La Raza. They're not tied to it. They're like senior people over it. Here's another one. New York Times. Again, I mentioned it with Sotomayor and her racist statements. Or just arrogant statements. Now, let's look at all these other headlines that tie together with this. ISIS publicly burns alive 19 Kurdish women for rejecting sex slavery report. Man, I wish we could hear about the 600 million women under dominant radical Islam worldwide who can't drive cars and who can't go outside without a male attendant and have to wear full hoods over their heads. Boy, I wish I was hearing about that in our mainstream media. But I've heard from the Russian news RT. They videotaped it. They were punished for refusing to have sex with ISIS militants. And that's Muslim women. This is how these dogs, these pigs behave, these pig turds. I'm sorry, this is what ISIS is, the excrement of a pig. Now, I'm not going to be hearing about that in our media. I'm going to hear about dad, judge under fire after ex-Stanford swimmer sentenced for sex assault. Do you know what the average sentence, you can look this up per state, it varies, for this type of assault where it's not aggravated, where they weren't tied up, they weren't beaten up? It's probation, ladies and gentlemen. Now, you can say, let's up these sentences. But he was recommended a normal 6-month sentence, but because he's some trendy white guy who does look like a psycho in the photos, maybe he's not, and he's at the frat party while two guys caught him on top of a girl who was almost passed out. Okay, whatever. Maybe he did rape her. The point is, what are parents doing paying to send their daughters to these colleges to then send them into these arrested development frat houses where 22-year-old guys rule over a bunch of dumb guys and then women come in, everybody acts like morons? Man, that's one reason I got out of college. I started going to some of these frat parties and stuff. I was like, this is horrible. It's like high school part 2. I'm out of here. I'm going to go date a hot 30-year-old. See you later. Sorry, 22-year-old women were like, when I was 20, were like, too young. I'm always going for the full deal. What's the absolute, I guess because I'm 42, the most beautiful woman I've seen, but it's about 35 to 40. I want the full deal. I want the overwhelming woman. But I get the little Arrested Development guys, and the girls don't want to get in trouble in case something happens, so they drink and then lay there, and then, where you go and come back? I'm drunk. You have sex with me. It's just total bull. And this may have happened in this case, but the judge and even the police said, no, he needs to have suspended sentence or 6 months. Meanwhile, tens of thousands of illegals, it depends on the year, sometimes it's 50-something thousand, are released for rape, robbery, aggravated assault, arson. I mean, you see it in the news. And so my issue is, listen, burn this guy. I tell you what. Give him 50 years in prison, okay? And release all the nonviolent people, okay? Okay, 50 years. Let's give it to him. But let's give the illegals 50 years. And it's not that I hate the illegals. It's that I hate the fact that nobody knows who they are. They're just running around from China and Mexico and everywhere else, and they're just completely left alone to do whatever they want. But if you go along with the system and you pay your taxes as a American of any race, color, or creed, I don't like to hyphenate, but let's say Mexican-American, Anglo-American, African-American. If you go along with everything, they throw the frickin' book at you. And then this guy gets a standard sentence, and they're on Fox News acting like it's the end of the world. They're going, oh my gosh, it's so horrible. Why did this recall the judge? Oh, it's so horrible. I mean, you know how many illegal aliens get let go 2, 3, 4 times until they kill somebody in a drunk driving accident? I see those articles every week. Texas, Tennessee, California. And you know what? It's usually a minivan full of 6 or 7 Americans who happen to be Hispanic getting killed by another drunk illegal alien. And that's another thing. I get it's the culture down in Mexico to drive drunk. Used to be our culture here. If we're going to really crack down on it, you got to crack down on everybody. You can't let illegals go for drunk driving, but then throw the book at a guy who's got the last name Sanchez because his family's been here for 150 years. And he's an American. Or Jones or Johnson. I mean, it is just, it's like, oh, they didn't mean it. So it's, I mean, you know how I have been rear-ended by illegals 3 times. Most of the car wrecks I've had since I got out of high school, I was not a very good driver then. I had some bad wrecks. I had some wrecks then and hardly any after then. It's what, a tornado blew me off the road once, and illegals ran into me 3 times at stoplights. Once in a parking lot, twice at stoplights. I was pulling into an academy. And the guys are just drunk, and they get out, and you can tell they're from Mexico. They don't speak lick English. Cowboy hats on, dirt all over them. You tell them they've been working all day. They got Mexican plates on the car. And, oh, sorry, drunk. Here come the cops. The cops just go, okay, you didn't really have insurance. You got insurance, right, Alex? Oh, yeah, in 2 of the cases, cops knew who I was. I was like, yeah, I got it. Okay, I get it. You can't. Yeah, if we take him in, I'm calling his wife right now. He's calling his wife on his cell phone. How many times I played tapes here from Florida and you name it, and Georgia just a few months ago, where the illegals are falling down drunk and have hit somebody, and the cops let them go. No, my wife's not answering. Oh, it's like, oh, the cops are like, okay, go ahead now. I mean, do you want that out on the road with your kids? I mean, I'm asking serious questions here because they want to merge us with Latin America in the North American Union. They want to get rid of borders. It's a UN project. The UN opened the borders, blew up the Middle East, advertised you could come through Turkey out of Syria, and they came in, and they're there. And they advertise, come here. CNN advertises to Chinese, come here, have your babies for free. There's now more Chinese coming in a week than Mexicans. And they're not coming here to build the railroad. They're not coming here to be a doctor and work on my eyes. I love it. Love Chinese people. Love them so much, we went out and adopted an Asian person. I don't have to throw that out there as a race card, but it's true. I'm sick of all you racists telling me and the West and the Renaissance that changed the whole world that we're the bad ones. We're not. Nobody's bad. Inherently. But we're being fed all this garbage, and I'm through with it. I can't take it anymore. So continuing. The judge and the law firm bringing Trump case, both Tide La Raza, they're high level. They give, this judge runs a thing to give illegals totally paid for $200,000+ college. And I'm not against people. I buy coffee out of Mexico. I hire people that are here illegally from Mexico because they're smart and work hard. But I'm not going to sit there and just do everything for free. I don't get all this stuff for free, and I'm fed up because it's part of a larger plan to bring the country down. But I know Sotomayor tells me that she's a Latin woman, so she can have more of a mind than me. Really, I thought there might be some Latin women that are smarter than me, and there might be some old white guys smarter than you. It varies, doesn't it? Individual to individual. Oh, no, because you're Latin, you're smarter than me. I understand. Make America Mexico again? How about make America a free, diverse, powerful nation? ISIS publicly burns alive 19 Kurdish women. You won't be hearing about that on Fox News. Africa sees a surge of attacks on albinos who were taken by crowds and eaten, but I'm sure that's white people's fault. Obama seeks global commitments for 1 million more refugees in schools and 1 million more legally working. Yes. Video. Protesters with "We Need Socialism" signs viciously attack pro-Trump Hispanics. Oh, yeah. They're really trying to intimidate. This is racketeering Hispanics that are out there going to the Trump rallies. And by the way, then we're going to Dr. Group here in a moment. I'm going to skip this break. By the way, Trump does this baby talk thing he does where he goes, I have one here. I have the head of the veterans group. Or I have one here. I have one of the delegates here. They were told to, and he goes, I have one here, an African-American. And they go, look at that. He said he had one here, like he had one in the basement. No, that's how Trump talks. They take everything. Oh, secret racism. Oh, what are you going to do? Get them some fried chicken? This is the type of stuff they push constantly. And then Trump's like sitting there grabbing Hispanic women going, I love them. Oh, I love Hispanic people. You know, and other people that know Trump, that's what he's like behind the scenes. Like 2 or 3 steaks, piles of potatoes, running around hugging everybody, just completely out of control, 18 hours a day. He's probably got some chromosomal issue or something, you know, like a Superman or something, a super orange pumpkin man. And he makes fun of himself, by the way, behind the scenes. But all of this turns into, he's a racist. No, he gets the intel. This judge is a La Raza, La Reconquista, Mexican nationalist, you know, guy. And he goes, the guy's a Mexican. He doesn't want a border. He's loyal to Mexico. Okay, I honor him. He's proud of that country. This is America, and this guy shouldn't be able to rule. Obviously, he should recuse himself, but the media spins that all up. Here's another one. 500,000 veterans waiting over 30 days for VA care, but that's okay. New surge in Central Americans seen on border, biggest ever, PBS. Am I against these poor people? No, they're being used as a weapon to come in and break the country and to create a Tower of Babel. DHS quietly moving, releasing van loads of illegal aliens away from border. Told you that years ago. Now it's confirmed Judicial Watch. Oh, I love this one. I just mentioned it. Illegals openly brag about 30,000 scholarships on Twitter that they're getting from the government and from the states. And again, they brag 4.5 GPA, full tuition paid at UT, 13 cords, medals, nice legs, oh, and I'm undocumented. It's supposed to say, hey, I'm contributing, I'm great, I'm a valedictorian, I'm all this stuff. Okay, well, then we should speed up a way to make this person a citizen. Absolutely. You got grades like that and everything else, we should just have a law. Just like you go fight in the military, boom, you're a citizen. Ranked 9th, and it goes on right here. I'm also undocumented. So it's the thing about saying undocumented are valuable. I get all that. But see, the citizens aren't getting stuff like this in many cases, and this is being done to incentivize, and then you're put through the Chicano programs at the schools, which is basically the equivalent of you're a victim, everybody's out to hate you, only the socialists love you, only Gloria Steinem loves you, all sex is rape, your men are bad, the patriarchy's bad, the family's bad. You know, basically, here, take a Gardasil shot. We love you. Oh, sorry, you can't have kids now, but we love you because, you know, we got black eagles up with communist red flags. All created by the CIA on record. This one, battle rages as GOP saves Obama plot to diversify neighborhoods. As with their new computers, they know areas that have low welfare, areas that have high employment, areas that are doing well. They're going to create little government nest in that and then bring in people to break down the society and the culture and not let anyone escape the poverty, anyone escape the collapsing tax base. And then meanwhile, I mentioned this earlier, here's the story up on Infowars.com. School calls sheriff on 7-year-old for sharing Bible verses. I see this all the time. California Elementary School sent deputy to boy's home for distributing Christian materials. The Desert Rose Elementary School in Palmdale, California, severely abused a first grader's constitutional rights, according to a press release put out by the Liberty Counsel. The boy's mother, Christina Zavala, as I pronounced that right? Oh, look, a Hispanic person, I think, being abused. Oh, for their Christianity sake, they hate everybody's guts, folks. Put a Bible verse on a sticky note in her son's packed lunch every day, along with a short story to provide context for the verses. My mother used to do that for me. Christina's son, known as C, began sharing notes with other children during lunch. He communicated with free speech his mother's words and talked about Christ. See, you have free speech, folks. Now they say separation of church and state means you have no religion. But that all came to an end when the young girl showed one note to her teacher saying it was the most beautiful story she'd ever seen, at which point the teacher told C he could no longer share notes at lunch. But when he did do it, they sent the police to his house, and they're looking at criminal charges and everything else. I'm not going to go over the whole article, but this is what goes on. See, we're all losing our basic rights. Doesn't matter what color you are, the NSA spying on you. What color you are, they're putting fluoride in your water. What color you are, they're geoengineering. What color you are, we're all going under world government. What color you are, you're glued to the TV screen, the iPhone, your IQ's dropping, your brain's not being wired correctly, the vaccines are attacking everybody. We're all under attack.